How you doing, my peeps? TDIF. Thank God it's Friday. Yeah. Back to discuss issues going on in Nigeria. It never seems to end. Talk about 1 week, one trouble. 1 day, one trouble. I think there's a saying that goes: if you're not capable of handling your own affairs, that means you need help. Nigeria needs help. And whether the people in power are ready to accept that and call out to the international community like the United States, like United Kingdom over here. Those two, you know, are very familiar with Nigeria. United Kingdom has got trade deals with Nigeria, so obviously maybe they'll forego the aid and the national that's the aid that the UK gives to Nigeria every year, and then help them with the security because okay, the finance is going to take time. You know, the economy is going to take time to get better. But if we get the security right, I tell you, if we get the security right, then easily we could solve or alleviate the food issues, the food crisis, how expensive they are. Because if we get security right, people will be able to return to the farm um, and bring farm produce to the market, and it'll be cheaper than what we've got now. It's not going to be completely cheap because we know the removal of fuel subsidy obviously has led to increase in cost of transportation. But if we get security right, you know, then we've solved our problem. And the people in power, they can't handle the security issues. I say this because I give you an example. Around 26th of February, the federal government, they've been saying that they're seizing people's rice or foodstuffs and saying they're hoarding it. They're not paying these people for it, they're just seizing it. Talk about hypocrisy. The same government, well, same party under Buhari, when COVID was going on, the international community gave them palliatives and they stored them away in different warehouses. These were only discovered when during the NSAS protest. That's when it was discovered. But now they proceeded to start seizing people's foodstuffs stored away and selling it at a cheaper price to Nigerians. Okay, they did one of that around February. Proceeded to seize rice and proceeded to sell it at £10,000, 10,000 naira a bag to Nigerians. You would think that this government would know that at least you need security there. 20 policemen with horses and batons to ensure orderliness. Because obviously, people who want to buy the rice will be thinking, if the rice runs out, or what am I going to do? I better get my hands on it. That led to a stampede, and 7 people lost their lives. So you see, Nigerian government, they're so irresponsible. The irresponsibility is shocking, really shocking. Now, they've stopped selling the rice, and they haven't decided when they're going to carry on. Maybe I understand in respect of people who died anyway, but that's an example. Little things like that, they can't handle it. But if it's like to shoot protesters, they will do that easily. But when it comes to protect citizens when it's needed, they don't seem to know how to do that. So I'm saying this because it's not something to be ashamed of. They need help. Everyone's going to need help at some point in their life. Individuals, companies, countries, they're going to need help. Nigeria has stooped so low that Ukraine, who has been at war for the past 2 years, sent 25,000 tons of grains to Nigeria to help the less privileged. And I tell you, I checked out the size of Ukraine on the internet. Ukraine is at war. They've been at war for 2 years. Ukraine is 603,720 square kilometers in size. Nigeria, by the way, is 923,768 square kilometers. So when it comes to size, Nigeria has got a third on Ukraine. Yet Ukraine is sending Nigeria palliatives, and they were happy to accept it anyway. They can't do anything. They're useless. The government is useless. They don't know what they're doing. We've got cowboys in office. We're not even going to talk about the budget today. We're just going to leave that for one side, because it's going to take too much of our time. But with regards to security, 286 people were kidnapped in a school in Kaduna State. And you would think, okay, 286, how are they going to get them back? Well, we're still discussing that. Another 16 people were kidnapped. And these kidnappers are demanding 40 trillion naira as a ransom. Tinubu, the president, has said he's not going to pay ransom. I understand that, because when you start paying ransom to these people, I mean, you're empowering them for that anyway, because they have money to do what they like. So I understand that. But what are you going to do to get those children back? The Chibok girls, loads of them were just here, there, and everywhere. I don't think they were rescued. A lot of them came back pregnant. A lot of them came back with children, which we don't know their dads. So what's the fate of these children now that were rescued? Students. And while all that was going on, Tinubu, the irresponsible president, an airport was named after him somewhere, I'm not quite sure, in the north. And he went to, commission that renaming of the airport. And he didn't go to Kaduna. He didn't go to Kaduna when the intelligence failed and citizens were killed. Plateau State, when people were killed. The one in Plateau State, these people actually, the bandits actually sent them, warnings that they're coming 19 times. And they told Nigerian authorities that these bandits, they said, Nigerian authorities did nothing until they went there to kidnap about 330 people back then. The international community have come up with a figure that since Tinubu came to office, over 4,000 people have been kidnapped. And this information was sort of provided by a consultancy firm in Lagos. And the naysayers, when they see these things, what do? No, it can't be right. When you told them we provided information about budget padding, you have the people are in denial. And if we continue to be in denial, nothing is going to happen. Nothing good is going to happen anyway. The economy is failing. When you have issues with finance, issues with food, issues with fuel, you're fucked. You're effed completely. Those 3 F's means you're effed if you have problems with those 3 in a country. So I'm not quite sure what's going to happen now. But whoever's listening in the government, I'm saying this, you need help. You need to call the international community and tell them, guys, you know what? We've tried our best with these people. I remember when the Chibok girls, when it was said that they should be rescued, and the international community sent people to Nigeria back then so that maybe they could actually help. They had drones, this and that, but they refused to grant them access, and they had to leave. Under Jonathan, was it then? Buhari, he came to office. We thought, as an ex-general, he'll be able to do something. He couldn't do nothing. He made it worse. And this guy there now is a cowboy. This government is an example of what we call kakistocracy. This is not democracy at all. So I think, I'm going to say it again, Nigeria needs help. We need to reach out to the international community and tell them we need help with security. Never mind finance. We've got enough loans already that we have to pay back. So I wouldn't even encourage that. I think we have to try and just cut the cost of governance. I know they're announcing that they're not cutting anything. These people are muppets. They're muppets. You can't trust them. People padding budgets, putting millions of billions of naira, trillions of naira in the budget, padding it, and it's not in the official budget. So you can't trust these people. But whoever is listening out there, reach out to the international community. You need help with security. If you get security right, the food issues would reduce. Food will be much cheaper than it is now, because people return to their farms that they haven't been able to do due to insecurity and produce more, food, cultivate more products and bring to the market for sale for Nigerians. Um, and that's it really, because talking too much is not really going to help. Nigeria needs help with security, and we need it now. You know, forget about the pride. If you can take 25 tons of grains, 25,000 tons of grains for Ukraine, that's a disgrace. Reaching out for security is not a disgrace at all. So, we need to get our priorities right. So we'll look forward to what's going to change. Nothing's changing. They probably think we've forgotten about Better I Do. That's the way they deal. Because I don't know what they're investigating all this while. They should have completed that investigation. She's on suspension, it says, and she'll be getting paid. So they think we're going to forget. We're not going to forget. But, we'll leave that to another day. Nigeria needs help. I don't know, maybe the international community can just reach out themselves and say, we're coming to help you. But no, if you need help, you're the one that's going to reach out and say, I need help, please come and help me. And that's it, really. So, looking forward to a nice weekend of football, tennis. Coco Golf is losing behind me. I don't know if you can see the seat TV behind me. I wasn't too pleased, but it is what it is. Newcastle United and Man City in the FA Cup. I can't wait. And obviously, Nigerian issues ongoing, so I'll be back with an update in another 4 weeks' time. Till next time, you guys have a lovely weekend and take good care of yourself. Peace out.